morning. Okay. So now we are going to have a small tech workshop about how to write a jQuery plugins, and normally you guys might have come to the requirement saying that you might have to use some plugins for a specific reasons and so now let's see how you can write a very basic plugin which I am going to explain here, not some advanced plugin here, because so if you wanted to go with advanced plugins then the time consuming and everything will be a problem. So now we are going to learn about the jQuery plugins. So what I'm going to do here is not just put some slides here with some already developed code and explaining you this is what plugin and this is how we are going to do. So I'm not going to do that one. So very minimal slides I have here, maybe at around 4 or 5 slides here. And I'm going to do a live demo and you can do it whenever time permits to it. So now we'll go to okay, this is just a formal presentation slides. No usage here, and there are no much theories here. We are not here to learn some theories. Okay, so no point of learning theories. The reference and everything I put these slides or these just dummy slides what we have here. So now someone can tell me. So anybody can understand what the plugin is. It's just either a hardware component or a software component. So it can be hardware or software, which why you are going to use it to extend your future, to extend the feature. So you want to get some new feature, so you create a plugin or you use an existing plugin. What you can do is just plug that one into existing, extend the new features for that one. That's the very basic definition of a plugin, but which we are not. If we don't need that one, here. Let's see. Why do we need a plugin? That's the case. That's the question here. Why do we need a plugin, and when do we need a plugin, and how we can search for an existing plugin? I already told you in this definition. What is the definition? Which can simply plugs into the existing system to add a specific feature. So why do we need a plugin? Is again adding a specific feature, nothing else. So you want to add a specific feature, instead of you waste your time in creating the codes, what you can do is you can search for a third-party plugin and you can just plug into your existing system and you can work on for that one. So basically why do we need plugin is the almost the advantage of the extensibility, so you can add a new feature for your system, and the parallel development. So when you develop something in the component wise, so what you can do is, so when say in your team you have 5 members, 5 developers, so each and every component separated without interfering the others. So that's almost is another advantage what you have with the plugin. So these plugins you can build it parallelly with your development, so it will not affect your timeline of your project completion, or it will never affect your other team members' work. Okay. Then the size of the application. Since you can use the third-party plugins, you don't have to write everything in your application. You just need to copy paste that one. So your application line will be less, will be reduced, where you are going to use the third-party plugins. And there's a nice another advantage. Anybody can guess it? So what are the disadvantages of? And there are no readme file, no documents, no maintain anything. So what will happen to that plugin if you use that plugin? Might have some defects, okay, which I was not able to find at the time I developed it. So the plugin will be left with those defects. So that's one of the problems. The next problem is the complexity. So what is the complexity? So when you bind a plugins, so we'll see you bind a plugin A and a plugin B, those two might have an incompatibility. So when you have an incompatibility, then you will face a problem with the plugin. Okay, so you can use either one or else you may have to use another one. For example, you use a jQuery and a prototype. Both are using the $sign for anything. So what will happen if you use a jQuery, then it will create a conflict. So then how you can do it? You need to use the no conflict to handle that. So that's not a plugin example, but just a small example which I am dealing with. Okay, the next one is the limitation. You can't expect everything from a plugin. So we'll say you find a plugin to generate a table. But what your requirement is, you need to generate a table and you need to apply a zebra effect. What is the zebra effect? Or even differentiation with a different styling. So you can't expect everything from a single plugin point of view. Because when I develop a plugin, so why I am developing a plugin? For my purpose. So what my requirement is, I need to generate a table, that's all. So what I have done is, I develop a plugin which generates only the table. But for another project, you are searching for a plugin which generates a table as well as which I apply zebra effect. So you can't search for a plugin which always fulfill your needs. So sometimes it might have some features. And the testing. So now it's a problem with the testing, how we can test the plugin. There's a problem because I develop, I'm not going to integrate it to the real environment to test it. I just put some dummy data and test whether it works or not. And it works, so I deploy it. But when it comes to the real development, and when you bind the plugin to a real project, so then there will be a problem. There may be problems, not always. There may be some problems which you may have to handle, or else which you may have to avoid using that plugin. So this is just a basic theory which I just wanted to go through here. And when you search for existing plugins, okay, I will put that slides here just for is documented properly or not, and whether they have any change log statements for that one or not. Because if there is a change log, it means that plugin is maintained correctly. And for normally, I think there is a jQuery plugin store or something. Web page is there, so you can find whatever plugins which are maintained will be available there, such as jQuery validation, autocomplete. There are a lot of plugins, so those things you can search it. How to write a plugin? Okay, that's all my slides. And after that, I have everything images, nothing else. So because I don't want to put the code here and explain it here, okay, this line is for this purpose and this line is for this purpose. No. What I am going to do is here write a real plugin. Okay, so you guys, whoever has the laptop, can just follow with me. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me at that time. Okay, so I have only 2 or 3 slides again. Okay, now we will go for a plugin from the beginning. Okay, when you develop a plugin, we normally have to maintain a specific folder structure for that one. Okay, so then only it's more readable and more maintainable, and you can check whether this plugin depends on some other third-party libraries or not. Okay, so now I'm going to create basically a small plugin which I'm going to generate a table. So you are going to pass a set of arrays as your table data, and using that one, I'm going to generate a table and I'm going to apply a zebra effect. Okay, that's a very simple plugin which I'm going to explain to you here. So everything is from Sketch, so you can follow it with me if you want. So normally when you develop a jQuery plugins, you put jQuery. Okay, then your plugin name. Okay, we'll see generate table. Okay, so now your plugin folder is created. So then what you have to do, you need to create your required files for this one, and you need to put your library files regarding, because if you wanted to create a jQuery plugin, your jQuery plugin fully depends on the jQuery library. So you need that jQuery library also. So normally we have demo files and SRC files. So demo files you will be having only the demo. So let me put demo.html. Okay. Then SRC. This is where you are going to have your CSS file and your JS file and your library file. So if you have any dependencies or any other libraries which you are going to use, will be followed here. So we'll say you create a plugin that depends on, that needs some library CSS as well as a JS. So then how you can create that structure is, you need to have a CSS here, you need to have a JS here. So now you can clearly identify when you go to this directory. So okay, this is a demo file that has no use. You can just find how to bind the plugin and the features available with that plugin, that's all. And you need to have another very important thing, readme. You need to have a readme file for your plugin. So if you are going to commit these things, this will be required. So whoever using this plugin will not blame you, because you put everything required for them. Otherwise, what the developers do, oh shit, what the hell this guy did? You can understand anything, you just put a JS file only. So you need to specify, okay, what is your folder structure and your readme file. So your readme file will contain the small description about the plugin and how you are going to use it. So the remaining stuff, so and the entire HTML, entire demonstration should be available in the demo.html. You can put any name here, index.html, whatever, it is fine. But you always make sure you keep this structure to ease the development of other developers, because plugin is, you need to just get the plugin, plugs to the existing system, and you need to, it should work. You shouldn't break your head to plugin it, okay? So you get a, okay, you get HDMI cable, I don't hard to plug this one, I just get it and I put it. So that's how the plugin also should be plugged into the existing system, okay? Now, what is the library file I need? I need the jQuery file, okay? And is, we found the element to which you are going to put your table. Okay, that's all. Then you need to generate your table. So I'm just going to use in HTML here, and I'm going to generate the HTML as a string here. Okay, there are some other ways of creating elements, but we are not going to go to that depth right now because this is not a session for JavaScript or jQuery. So if you wanted to go to in that way, so then this session will take more time than expected. Set of arrays and we generate a plugin, and we apply the zebra effect also. Now let me see how we can convert this one as a jQuery plugin. Okay, so why do we need to convert this one as a jQuery plugin? So now I created a piece of code. Okay, is this a reusable code again? Not reusable code because everything is hard coded here. So if I wanted to generate a table for another set of element, another. Any idea why do we have to use the $FN here? Simple thing is, so this generate table is, even though we tell this one is a plugin, this is not a plugin, this is just a piece of a JavaScript function you created. So what basically you do is, but we tell this one in the word saying plugin, okay, what we basically do is, we create a function called generate table and extend that function to the jQuery library. So now this function is accessible via the jQuery library. For whatever element you are passing, you can access this function because what you have done is you put a FN there. It's almost similar to what you used the prototype word in JavaScript. So you just extend some new feature, new function to your existing library jQuery. That's all, nothing else. That's what we mean by here plugin. You just extend it to the jQuery library, so you can use it to Arabic if you wanted to use it. Okay. The debug color. So it's changed. Why? Now this is a, even though this is a global function for your plugin, okay, this is still a local function to other files for any other purposes. So that's the reason we need to use a closure here. Closure is nothing but it's just a function wrapping you are using it. So normally we'll say you create a function and any doubts here? Fine? Okay. The next thing is, even though this dollar is a global variable, so now this is the global instance for jQuery. Okay, you should protect this one. Why you should protect this one for plugin is the very basic reason is, so this dollar symbol is most common in lot of JavaScript libraries such as jQuery, prototype, Moodles and everywhere. Lot of places this dollar is being used for that part. So what will happen if you use this library, if you use this plugin with some other JavaScript libraries, then it's a you pass the custom options as well as you have some default options. Now you should merge custom options as well as the default options. So we'll say I don't want the table head, I need only the table data. So in this plugin table head is empty, so I don't need to override that one. I can pass only the table data. So what I have to do is, I should merge this custom option to the default option. So jQuery provides a very easiest way for done. So what you've done is you merge the custom options to your default options. So how it will merge is whatever attribute available in the custom options, if it is available in the default options, then custom options value will be replaced in the default options. If one is extra available here, then it will be added. If one is extra available here which is not available in the custom options, then it will be kept as it is. Okay, then you assign it to an empty object and then you get it. Okay, so now what you have to do is, which is really a very bad, worst plugin which I have developed, and this is the very best plugin because what I wanted to do with this plugin is everything is a customizable. So because of that, this plugin line reaches at around more than 1,000 lines. So guys, if you guys have any doubt, you can ask me. Now we need a small product demo and down this button. If you have any doubt, thank you. Thank you for your contribution to this video. I don't know whether you guys understood anything. I may be fast, maybe too fast, or maybe my session is boring. Whatever it is. Thanks to you.